because as we shall see by going out in the other way, you have some holes in the chapel which permit to put the mummies in anthropoid sarcophagi, so in sarcophagi in the shape of bodies, of human bodies.
Yes.
In fact, inside the main chapel, it's false sarcophagi. You cannot open the cover.
From behind.
It's only from behind that you can put them.
Yep.
Okay? And so, when the memory of this rich family disappeared, the entrepreneurs took the property of the tomb and they began to dig locally. A loculus is a place of about 70 centimeters by 70 and by 1 meter and 80 centimeters up to 2 meters long. And it was closed by a slab of the same stone. You will find one of these slabs at the corner. Yes, with some dipinto, so it's a painting in red, an inscription. And you will see, for instance, here, like a L. L in Greek means etus, the year. And you will see iota, eta. So you know that the Greeks had no numbers. They used the letters as numbers. And you have to have in mind R, alpha, iota, rho. Alpha, thank you, is 1. Iota is 10. And rho is 100. And so with this I could calculate easily. And iota, eta would be?
11.
No. Iota is 10. And eta, alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta. It will be 17. 10 and 7. And so,
alpha 10, alpha 1,
alpha 1, iota 10, and rho 100. Okay? And so on this slab there was the name of the dead people and an expression like Christe Caire, the excellent farewell, and after the age. Okay? It's always the same. Brief information with the name of the people. And there were a lot of locally. In one of the main tombs we excavated in necropolis, we found more than 150 of them. And in fact, they reopened the slab to put more skeletons, more dead people. And in one of them, in necropolis, we found more than 25 skulls. In necropolis, we found thousands and thousands of skeletons.
Where?
In Abari. You know, the new bridge between the harbor and the lake.
How long do you think between a burial and another?
It depends, by accident. It can be 2 days, it can be 20 years. Depends.
We have been asking always that by the visitors how many people are
Buried in a
you
wonderful.
expect to be buried here.
So, in catacombs like this, at least 150, but can be more, because if you...
150,000.
No, 150 locally.
Locally, no. How many
Very
people?
good. It depends. In one loculus you can have 1 skeleton, in other one you can have 15 or 20.
According to the generations of the family, have got the property of this.
Exactly, and if they are rich, they will buy another loculus, and so on. Here, for instance, it's an interesting case, because you see they bought 4 loculi, and they dug 1 room, here, where we are. But at the beginning it was 4 loculi. They dug this room, they made loculi. And in the second time, they made another chapel, and richer, with sarcophagi. You see?
Much more wealthy people.
It's related to how what's the rank and the level, the social level, because maybe they are rich to make a sarcophagus, and I think maybe
Yes,
they are
you
poor
can
to
see
make
them.
it.
Loculus is more humble.
Because
It's,
we have some niches also for small ashes.
okay, so here you have a niche. It's full of water, but you will have a look. There is a niche like this. It's about 50 centimeters high. And in fact, these niches were for cremations.
For the urns.
They put here the urns of ash. Hmm? You know that we discover a lot of this in Alexandria. The what we call the Adra from the from the eastern necropolis of Hadra. And so it's very nice vases. You can see them in the National Museum.
Yes.
In front of the Medusa
Yes.
mosaic. So they are about 50 centimeters with painted scenes, with hunters, and this was these urns were made in Crete and imported to Alexandria, especially for the funeral uses. And we could, or anthropologists could excavate inside the urns. And it was very interesting because they found from the opening, the skull, and going down to the bottom of the vase, the feet. So it means that the priest, one day after the cremation, went to the pyre and collected systematically all the bones, following the order of the body, from the feet to the skull. So it's very interesting because this means that in Western civilizations, cremation means that you want to disappear from the surface of the earth. And so your ashes will be thrown in sea or river or garden and so on. But in fact, in antiquity, it was a completely different meaning. It meant that the people wanted only to remove the flesh and to keep the bones. And it's a kind of heroization, in fact. And cremation was more expensive than simple inhumation. And it's the same on most of these urns. We have painted the name and the age of the dead people.
We want to identify them, not to get away, get them away of their side.
Yeah. And so in such necropolis, you could find simple inhumation within a wooden coffin or not, or without. You could find mummies from the 2nd century BC. Greeks began to be mummified, and cremation. And cremation disappeared like mummification in the 4th century due to Christianism. The Christians refused mummification and cremation to have a body ready for the final resurrection.
No, but there is a mummy for a Christian man in the Greek Roman
Yes, of
Museum.
course. The
You
beginning
have
of Christianity, yes.
Yes,
We have some Christian
There's a
mummies.
mummy, but with a cross. A red
Exactly,
cross.
the beginning, but they stopped quickly. It was forbidden by the Pope of Alexandria.
Yes, but Professor Grossman, when he came here in the conference in the Bibliotheca Alexandrina, it was a Coptic one, and I was really till that time really astonished that a Christian person was really mummified. And I asked Professor Grossman and another one, I don't remember his name quite well, and he said that mummification is not forbidden or immoral in Christianity. And he is.
It disappeared quickly. It disappeared quickly, like cremation, you know. No, because you have to keep your body as it is until the final day for resurrection.
Probably they made it forbidden because maybe the Pope was afraid people were going to continue following the
Ancient
pagan
religion
cults.
was-
He just wanted to stop any pagan ceremonies.
Yes, exactly. And so,
So it is forbidden in Christianity.
it became
forbidden.
Yeah. And you know, it was a big question between the doctors of the Church of Alexandria. For instance, the discussion was if a Christian martyr is eaten by 4 different lions, or he can get his body ready for the final day. You know, there were a lot of discussions about this. So the question of the body is very central during the first centuries of Christianity. Okay?
Okay.
No, thank you. We go out, not from the way we came.
Yes.
The only
On the right
tomb,
side?
yes, on the right side, the only tomb which was in good state of preservation, not robbed, it was found during the Second World War. And so a goddess of Nemesis with some golden plaques, golden leaves, and a very nice seal, which was displayed in the Greco-Roman Museum with a representation of Leda,
Priestess. A priestess, professor?
a priestess of Nemesis.
Dr.
Yeah.
Concerning the bricks here, it's totally different from the other bricks we have seen in the Caracalla. Is it from different periods or
No, it's
is it the original?
more or less the same period, but you
this
can order
restoration?
the style you want, you know?
Is this a restoration or this is...
This is? Yes, modern restoration, the bricks, yes.
Again on the 1950s?
Well, I don't know exactly, but more or less, yes.
What was the name of the torch? The light which we can use to get the colors again. What's the name?
Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet?
Ultraviolet.
Exact.
اوكي شغال. اي حد بتاع
Symboles sur des sarcophages.
عايزين الفيلم ده بصراحه بعد ما نخلصه شوف هتعمل ايه. كله واحد عاوز كوبي.
C'est vraiment en discussion. Attention à vos pieds.
فين حازم؟
فين البردعة؟ هم 44.
لا اوعي دي ميه من هنا؟ لا اوعي
هتقدر تنزل.
فوق الاوضه دي يعني. Let's go. Arigato. ماشي يا جماعه نطلع يا جماعه نطلع.
الرابرز ما يعرفوش يتكلموا
بس بقول ان هي انا اللي عارفه 300 اراوند احنا نقول اراوند عشان انا بقول كده